This is the Council of Inconsequence. You can do your thing now.
No. Basically, there's nothing you can say without explaining it. Okay, so just a hopefully brief rundown of how this is gonna work. At least for this episode in particular. There's a lot of playing it fast and loose with this format, but for this episode, we're gonna start out with 40 movies from the year 2000 to 2009. Yeah, it's a lot of movies. And we're going to decide what the most important movie of that decade was. These two don't know what movies we're reading off yet.
Yeah, he made the list.
I made the list just so that we can kind of keep it fresh for these two. That way they're not stewing on it for so long.
Yeah, and just coming in here already made up our mind.
Also, between the three of us, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one willing to go through Wikipedia and look at every movie that has come out.
You might also be the only one that's watched all the movies on this list.
I haven't.
Yeah, because we're talking about importance.
Yeah, you'll know all the movies. You'll know all the movies.
Attempting objectivity.
Yeah, we're trying to narrow it down to 10, so hopefully...
One for each year?
Oh, don't put that on us.
No.
Some years are just, they're not going to get one.
Exactly.
But
like 2000... I couldn't think of what year was.
Throw it in post.
I thought you were saying 2000, like that was the worst. That was the worst.
I can't think of a movie that came out in 2000.
I can't think of any movies when they came out.
Dude, Where's My Car came out in 2000.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, we have a winner!
We have a winner!
There you go.
Most influential.
Okay.
It's probably not on the list, is it?
Well, watch this.
Okay.
Before I read off the actual ones we're working with, I thought it would be kind of interesting if we read off the ones that didn't make it, and might be slightly shocking that they didn't. So,
Number 10 will shock you.
Just to name a few. 8 Mile.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it was...
The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is the one that matters. The Departed.
Huh.
I'm not sure about
this
that.
This is going to be an interesting...
Oh, they're going to have the opportunity to veto if I just made an egregious error.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe.
Dude, Where's My Car?
Okay, veto.
The Fast and the Furious. The first one. Kill Bill.
Okay.
Wow.
Madagascar.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean...
People love that movie.
Even
if it's not good. But it was huge for DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11.
Well, that hurt you.
It did.
That's surprising.
Badly.
What kind of list
you'll understand how hard it was to make this list when you see the actual nominees. The Patriot. That came out in 2000.
Well, the thing about The Patriot is that
it's
Braveheart
American
is
Braveheart.
just more important. Yeah. Braveheart's the more important one.
And better.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
School of Rock. Sin City.
It was good, but I don't know if I'd say it was...
It's one of those, obviously, a comic book or graphic novel movies.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like, Sin City, I want everyone to see that.
Tropic Thunder.
Influence on memes, it would be one of the highest ones, but yeah.
Top tier. Underworld, which is lumped right in with Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Zoolander.
Once again, the memes, man.
Yeah,
and this is where I expect the most pushback. And I'm okay with it, honestly. Spider-Man 2 and 3.
Okay, Spider-Man 2 was a masterpiece.
It is.
For starters. So you're wrong.
Ooh, okay.
You want to mark any that you are potentially contentioning?
Spider?
I forgot to put it on the list.
And which way the D
You
goes.
wrote Spider.
So, you want me to mark that?
The way the D goes. I like how The Blind Side was considered to be an honorable mention.
Well, it was a really big deal at the time.
It was really successful. Yeah.
It was like Sandra Bullock's dramatic turn.
Was it?
Yeah. Can you believe that movie's 10 years old, by the way?
No, I can't. It was. I mean, also, I would think it was her comedic turn. Kung Pao entered the fist.
I'm gonna have to stop you for a second.
I understand that it's a masterpiece.
Yes.
I
the most
understand
influential piece of art ever created.
On my life.
But if you walked into any normal business and any one of those people had seen it, and you say, "Wee, wee, wee," you're gonna get a.
I know, but the sheer number of people who will be like, "What?"
Shaun of the Dead is just an honorable mention.
That was also a really
kind
good
of a cult classic. Not kind of. It is a cult classic.
I guess,
but
yeah.
Like, I mean, seriously, this was difficult because we actually lived through this time, and it has a lot of variety, unlike the last decade, which, after I made the list, has very little variety.
Yeah, which is a shame. I like it. Well, people complain about that all the time. Then you start looking through it, and it's
just let me know.
Here's the thing. So, without Shaun of the Dead, there's no Hot Fuzz, there's no Scott Pilgrim, there's no The World's End. I have to get people to watch those movies.
Right.
Even though to me...
They're all cult classics that are great.
Yeah. Even though, like, to me, Shaun of the Dead leads to two of my favorite movies ever, which is Scott Pilgrim and Hot Fuzz.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's where I'm like, ooh, it hurts.
I mean, this is not evaluating quality. This is evaluating significance and impact on the
Spider-Man 2
movie
was
spectrum.
Really big for superhero movies.
So if... Spoiler alert. Spider-Man 2 is not on there. Or Spider-Man 1 is not on there. Where do you think Spider-Man 1 is? It's on... I know, it was...
At home.
You want me to just read it?
In my DVD collection.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start.
Okay. I'm going to read the actual 40 movies we're starting with. I just listed them in alphabetical order, so...
Oh, okay. Hey, that's nice and impartial.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we doing like...
do we want to do a veto? Do we want to pick one?
Hold on. You got to...
Oh, right. Okay, just to make sure.
You got to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, because we got to take one out. Let's do it.
28 Days Later.
Big for zombie movies.
300.
Not just that. We could really go into 28 Days Later. Do we want to start it now? Let's wait for you to finish the list.
300.
Okay, yeah.
The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Basically the reason that Pineapple Express didn't make it on there.
Okay.
It's the Apatow verse.
Yep. It's like, and it's the beginning of that format.
Yeah.
It's also, I'd argue, the best form it ever took.
Anchorman.
Yeah.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Borat.
Very nice.
The Bourne Identity. Casino Royale.
Jeez.
Castaway.
Wait, what, Jan?
I said with cheese.
Casino Royale with cheese. Okay, gotcha.
I'm glad I have this to just...
Castaway was after 2000?
It was 2000.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now you're learning so much about that year.
Yeah, also, these, as I'm hearing these, it's just like a wave.
Yeah, it's like, how are we going to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Cloverfield. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Which I just watched for the first time.
Hang on, I have a question.
Still haven't watched it.
When did the Blair Witch Project come out?
99.
Okay, well, all right.
That answers the question.
The Dark Knight.
Oh, boy.
The Devil Wears Prada. Elf. People are crazy about that movie, even though it's like a 7
No,
at best.
Elf is part of the reason why I think Jon Favreau is probably one of the greatest directors of all time. Because he made a stone cold bona fide Christmas classic. Yeah. And he also made other things.
Yeah. Like Iron Man.
Yeah.
And Chef.
Sorry, go ahead.
We're only in E. Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Gladiator. Also 2000. The Hangover. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
6 more Harry Potter. Kidding. The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
I mean.
The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of
the
The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Both of them?
The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. All 3. I feel like there's a conversation to
make
be
you
had
stop
there.
slapping the table.
Sorry,
with the mic
right.
on it.
I'm sorry.
It is. People are going to be like... They're going to be like, wow, I'm really feeling those waves they were talking about.
Love Actually. I don't like that movie. Mean Girls.
Oh, that's not going off. That's going nowhere.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Wow.
Paranormal Activity.
These all could have huge drawn-out
Right?
conversations. Okay, go ahead.
Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. The Ring.
Yeah, that was like...
Scary Movie.
Oh.
That was in the... What year was that?
The first one?
I think it was 2000.
I thought that was
or
like...
2001.
Mid-90s.
Because the thing is, those cheap comedies are so easy to churn out. Because
Yeah.
Scary Movie 3 was like 2003.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. That was the best one.
I haven't actually seen any of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I kind of
just
avoided that whole genre
How's
because I saw a
this?
few of its stinkers. But I did like Superhero Movie.
Yeah.
Then I think you might like Super.
Oh, guys. Shrek.
Oh.
Spider-Man. I mean,
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. For better or worse. Superbad.
Yeah, Superbad is a big one.
Taken.
It had like 6 more.
Not just that, but like a million imitators. Like Taken.
Stolen.
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage. Taken defined
Rambo,
straight to
Last
DVD
Blood.
action. Yeah, well, straight to DVD action is all Taken. It's just a different version of Taken.
Liam Neeson has parodied Taken.
Yeah.
Transformers.
Yeah, that was the beginning of an era.
The era where we forgot if Michael Bay made other movies.
Yeah.
Twilight. For better or worse. The Village. It's kind of the first, like, as
Big
the
twist at
leaf
the
starts to turn over on Shyamalan's career. Because
Yeah.
people were so divided on that. I've heard 1,000 people talk about it. I've never seen it. So,
Yeah, me
it
neither.
can
You
go.
know the twist, right?
Yep.
I've heard it before, but I forgot it, so don't
Oh,
tell
okay,
me.
Yeah.
Well,
You
that'll
should
be a
see
fun
it.
conversation topic then.
Yeah,
But-
as soon as it's on, like, Netflix or something. And last but not least, X-Men.
Wow, I can't believe that was in the 2000s. I thought
2000.
Well, everything. If anything's in the 2000s, I assume it was 94.
The first like big superhero movie.
94
wasn't
is like the biggest movie year.
X-Men was before Spider-Man,
it?
right?
I think it was right
Yeah,
before Spider-Man.
2 years before.
Thank you.
Imagine all of this power on one page.
Right? All right.
Okay.
Got anything you want to... There's a few I could see being substituted if you're
I'm-
really wanting to add someone to contention.
I'm going to say I could see The Village going.
Okay, that's
Because I don't even think it's the
I
most
kind of
important
knew
Shyamalan.
that. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, it's not the most important Shyamalan movie.
But, like,
But in the 2000s, like...
I guess I'm trying to think of its influence outside of his
Veto it, man.
filmography.
You want to ditch The Village for something on the honorable mentions?
Jan, do you want to say
Kung
The Village?
Pao. Oh.
I
sorry.
say we burn the whole thing down.
Burn the village down.
Oh,
Let
we
the
talking about the
village
movie?
people die.
All right. So we can pick one from here that we were in
I mean, you could pick Signs if you wanted. I just didn't think it was a good choice.
Well, but even then, I think the most important Shyamalan movie is The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, which is in the 90s.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he really was... The last remaining influential thing after that is The Last Airbender, which is like how to not make an adaptation. It's like one of the least favorite I can think of.
Do you want to throw in a Spider-Man sequel on here instead of The Village? Do you want to...
Well, I mean, Spider-Man 2 kind of was like, here's how you do a sequel with a really likable villain.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a sequel that's actually better than the first one is kind of crazy.
But The Departed, well, maybe The Departed you could kind of see as a send-up. So maybe it's...
Yeah, I mean, it's another Scorsese movie. It's great. But what did it change?
Exactly. I remember when I saw The Departed, I was like,
I mean,
this came out recently?
We could also leave the list alone, and obviously The Village will be the first eliminated if it stays.
That's possible.
Yes, but also Kung Pao's on here.
School of Rock kind of made Jack Black a
It did.
hot item.
It did.
Yeah.
Jack Black's, but
He makes money.
he does. You want to bring School of Rock in? I feel like it's going to go really quick if we bring it in.
Yeah, that's the
Against
thing.
these heavy hitters? Yeah. No, that's... The Departed, I could maybe see.
I'm just imagining how many people are going to get mad by me putting Spider-Man 2 in when we already have Spider-Man 1.
No, there's 3 Lord of the Rings in here. There's a conversation to be
Which
had
we
about
might
which
have
one
to
is
talk
more
about
important.
that.
Yeah, we're going to need to talk about that.
You want to throw in Spider-Man 2, replace The Village?
You cool with that, Jan? You feeling
Oh,
it?
yeah. Spider-Man
Alright.
2
Yeah,
is one
that's
of
going
my
to be way more interesting.
Yeah, it's in my top 10. I brought snacks.
Oh, spoiler for later.
I did not. I'm just quoting.
Well, while we're on the subject of Lord of the Rings.
Do we wanna go
right
ahead-
into Lord of the Rings? I think I want to
That's
clarify.
so
here.
deep a
Yeah, I think I want to real quick explain why 28 Days Later has to be on here.
Go ahead.
And
on the top 10.
it might have to be in the top 10 because it was the first mainstream like.
For the same reason Night of the Living Dead would have to be if we
Yeah.
did the 60s.
So 28 Days Later, the reason it has to be on here is because that was the first like mainstream successful theatrical release that was
I showed a
digital.
full penis.
Really?
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 Yeah, it was the first one that was DSLR.
Okay.
That was
I didn't
widespread.
know.
I didn't
That
know
was,
that.
that's something we don't talk about too often with the 2000s was the transition just full on
Yeah,
into
from
that.
analog to digital.
Just like the
That being-
flip of a switch.
Well, I mean, it was like halfway through the 2000s where just everything was now digital. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in the early 2000s that was still digital. I mean, you look at 28 Days Later, the movie looks rough. Yeah. It looks like a college project. It's super original.
Like a Blair Witch Project? Sorry.
Blair Witch Project influences it, of course.
For sure.
Because the whole, like, kind of shaky cam, everything is very, like... It's not found footage. But it's very,
which,
like,
of course, influenced the Bourne movies because they're like, hey, what if the kids who filmed the Blair Witch Project filmed this action movie?
What if they knew Matt Damon?
Do you think we'd be able to take off the Bourne Identity then, since it was influenced by 28 Days Later?
That's the thing. Bourne Identity then influences action for, like, the next 15 years.
If you want to talk about, like, you talk about Taken, like, changing the game for, like, straight-to-DVD action, the Bourne Identity hasn't stopped its influence on any action movie. They're still filming them that way.
Everything made in America, every American action movie is doing the quick cuts, you know, showing the fist hit and then pulling away.
A lot easier.
You look at it's a lot easier when you don't know how to fight.
People were just like, oh, we don't have to show that these actors can't do anything.
That was why the Raid Redemption was strange, because it was like, this looks nothing like the Bourne Identity. Mm-hmm. And it was like, it's because it's not from here. These people can fight.
They haven't seen the Bourne Identity. Don't show it to them.
No, they probably did, and we're like, we gotta fix this.
We're gonna have a lot of head-to-heads. I feel like the Bourne Identity versus Taken can go ahead and be decided as Bourne Identity, if y'all agree. We're gonna have to send some, like, very close, like, comparisons head-to-head. Do you want
to get right into that?
Because, you don't have to.
Those are kind of going to be versus
eventually.
Each other. They can't share.
Which one is going to, like, even if they make it to the top 10, which one is...
The thing about Taken is that Taken started the whole old guy is now back in style. I don't think with Taken you have Logan.
Did it start it?
I mean, that's more of like a John Wayne type Clint Eastwood.
It brought it into...
Clint Eastwood was like the you know, the old gunslinger, you know, like Pale Rider when he's told Clint, or no, Unforgiven more than anything is old gunslinger, you know, coming back to save the day.
There's a cat behind you, don't scoot back.
Oh, hey.
So do you want to leave them both on the table still for now?
Oh Lord, we're gonna have to start somewhere.
We're gonna have to cut a head off.
What right off the top of your head do you think we can just get rid of?
Here's the thing. If I'm thinking, what do I want to watch right now?
Love Actually.
I would rather... I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
I would rather watch Taken. I like it more.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's more fun. And I like Liam Neeson as,
it's
like...
It's certainly easier to watch.
Easier to watch? Oh, yeah.
It's just like a...
We have another person joining.
One of my favorite things in the world is when a cat just like pokes his head up over a table like it's a person that's too small to sit here.
Hopefully the YouTube algorithm thinks so too. But like...
It does not think, it just kills.
I think I like Taken more. I don't know if it's a better movie. But
let's come back to it then.
Are we going to do this with every battle?
So, I think one of the things that might be able to be killed is The Ring.
I was thinking that too.
Because The Ring...
Looking at the other horror
movies. Which one of these isn't being used?
Any of them.
Okay, I'll just take this
Did The Ring and The Grudge come out at like the same time? Because I remember those two being...
Yeah, The Grudge didn't make the list. It was on there though.
Yeah, it was kind of like this sudden Japanese horror influenced blitz that we started going through.
I don't think that's around as much anymore.
I don't think it really lasted because we figured out, okay, well, we'll just watch the Japanese horror movies.
The Ring is our first official elimination.
Yeah.
Eliminate Stan.
This is going to take a while. We're what, 20, 30 minutes in?
Yeah. Why Finding Nemo?
Because it was like I said earlier, I mean, it was kind of that first, like, heavy, emotional, like, Pixar movie.
That also
like,
appealed to children and adults, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. Like, my mom, I remember taking me to see Finding Nemo, and she, like, loved that movie. She doesn't even like movies that much.
In the order of the Pixar movies coming out...
It goes Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Monsters... Oh, sorry.
What about Bug's Life?
Oops.
Excuse me, The Seven
Toy
Samurai.
Story, A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., and then Finding Nemo. All of them have, like, good animated drama in it.
Yeah.
But Finding Nemo is a drama.
Yeah. It's not a comedy.
And it's kind of what Pixar became known for. Mm-hmm. It's like this heavy, like, grab your heart and twist it.
Yeah.
All right.
Intimidating it. 29
minutes in, got one movie down.
All right, we're going to go rapid fire now.
Camera.
Kung Pao wins.
Jan can't do this episode or show anymore.
Speed. Finding Nemo, basically lays the groundwork for everything Pixar attempts to do after that, except for Cars.
So the real question, I mean, what's more important, Finding Nemo or The Incredibles? I think
Okay, what's special about The Incredibles other than
it's
Brad
just
Pitt's
really
career?
good. Brad Bird.
Brad Bird's, yeah. Not Brad Pitt's.
Brad Pitt's career wouldn't exist without The Incredibles.
What I think's funny about Brad Bird is that a lot of people don't know who he is. Even film people.
He's directed like 6 movies.
Yeah, and like I think the main live action one that comes to mind is the 4th Mission Impossible movie, which is
So good.
unfortunately a lot of film buffs think because there's this many movies they're not absolute bangers. That's hard if we're putting them up against each other because it seems like I would put them in here for different reasons.
Yeah. Do you want to cross off The Incredibles?
Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to.
I mean, this is gonna have to keep happening.
I think I like The Incredibles more. It's one of my favorite ones,
Yeah.
and
It's an impeccable action movie.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, we got Paranormal Activity and Cloverfield still left with 28 days later.
Kind of found footage style, which wasn't really. I mean, Blair Witch was before that, so
Yeah.
they aren't really landmarks for that.
But Cloverfield, the thing about Cloverfield is that it isn't necessarily horror. It's kind of action too, and it's like big, expensive action, but it's found footage. So it was kind of like big Hollywood is now funding college project. Like you're spending a lot of money to look like you didn't spend a dime on it.
Which is
Which
weird
is the
thing that they're
opposite
still
with
kind of obsessed with.
Paranormal.
kind of cool and good, but Paranormal Activity had
filled
5
that-
sequels.
And they filmed that for what, like a couple grand?
Yeah, it was
That
really
was-
expensive.
That was kind of the low budget getting popular.
Paranormal Activity, the people just ate that junk up.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't get it, but
And it was like the spiritual successor of the Blair Witch Project more so than I think Cloverfield was. Because Cloverfield was kind of Hollywood trying to do college. And they kind of didn't do it much after that. I mean, the Chronicle happened.
yeah. And that's all you can say about Chronicle is that it happened.
Yeah.
They gave
Unfortunately,
us Michael B. Jordan.
That's true. Unfortunately, I think that's what I can mostly say about that director's career is it kind of just happened.
Cloverfield's off.
Yeah.
Happens to a lot of people. Y'all want to do some comedy stuff?
I was
We could
about to
throw
say, 'cause-
40-Year-Old Virgin, Anchorman, and Borat in.
And Superbad.
And Superbad.
Okay.
And Scary Movie. There's a lot of comedy in here.
I'm not sure. Okay, so Apatow
So
is.
I'd say
the
Scary
40-year-old.
Movie was kind of when the like multi-movie parody became popular.
Yeah, like just a genre dump into one movie.
Which I don't think it's as common now.
No,
but
it was
For
definitely
a while, it was a big thing.
for that decade.
The thing was, it kind of felt like a bargain bin version
It
of
was.
like, Police Force.
It was.
And they could get
It hadn't not been done before, and it certainly didn't do it best. Not just scary. Well,
But man, I loved them growing
that
up.
Type
Oh,
of,
yeah.
That type of
Scary
movie.
Movie 3? Superhero movie?
Yeah.
We're going to sit here and talk about that?
Just that
But-
really stupid humor that was just like, it's like they're speaking to me.
Up
Like,
against this
12-year-old me can't get enough of this.
Up against this kind of like
Do you-
all-star decade for comedy, though, I think it's hard to justify it.
That's
staying
kind of what
around.
created Kung Pao. That's kind of like what Kung Pao is, but without trying to appeal to the more...
Kung Pao
current
is
stuff.
more...
He's gonna bring up Kung Pao in
I'm
the
gonna
rest of the
bring it up.
decades too.
Okay, no, but that's a good point. I think because Kung Pao exists, I want to take it off. I'm going to take
You
Scary
want to
Movie
replace
off.
it with Kung Pao?
No. I think because I don't think Kung Pao should be on here.
Oh, then...
But Kung
can't.
Pao
Then-
is more important
you
than
can't
Scary
justify
Movie.
Yes, I can't justify Scary Movie.
Yeah,
So.
let's get it. Scary Movie gone. There will be some kind of visual
When
representation.
did White
of
Chicks
this.
come out?
I almost put that on here, but it kind of like...
I would put it above Scary Movie, and I wouldn't keep it in here.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm just
that
thinking,
problem
yeah.
solved.
Well, and the Wayans brothers made Scary Movie. I just realized that. So yeah.
White Chicks was better.
Yeah.
Basically launched
Terry
Terry Crews
Crews
into the stratosphere.
My gosh.
He could do that on his own, thank you
That's
very much.
true. Those glutes, baby. Boom. Anchorman. I'm afraid Will Ferrell's whole thing seems a bit self-contained these days.
I mean, he's still
These
doing
days,
the character
but who doesn't know Will Ferrell?
because of that, pretty
That's
much.
true.
But
Like
he's
how
still...
and how quotable a movie is
Yeah, okay.
directly related to its impact.
He also still does that character. He has a podcast that's very popular.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's any
Yeah.
good, but
like
Okay.
he does it. Yeah.
Ron Burgundy? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, okay. The whole quotable thing, the quotable comedy, basically this is it. Like, this is the beginning of that. Like, this is now its mainstream hit.
And not to like put the cart before the horse, but I feel like Anchorman could kill 40-Year-Old Virgin
Yes.
and Superbad right now.
Uh-huh. Because
Superbad was pretty big for like the teen comedy.
Yeah,
So,
Superbad
like kind
as
of awkward ones.
It is.
Okay, but here's the thing: Anchorman.
And without it, Scott Pilgrim would have happened with Michael Cera.
That's true. But Anchorman is kind of the defining version of get a bunch of funny, talented people in a room, put the camera on a tripod, and just let them.
And
talk.
let them talk enough to make another movie with the rest of your footage.
Yeah.
All right, so we can kill 40 and
Yeah.
Kill Superbad and the 40-year-old.
Because Superbad is just
one fell swoop.
Superbad is just coming
Teenage
of age
40-year-old
Anchorman.
virgin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just appropriately aged virgin.
Superbad.
18-year-old
Incel.
virgin.
Do we want to say that it can go ahead and just kill Borat? Borat's super quotable.
I mean-
never seen it. Never really wanted to.
Okay, Borat was extremely influential on everything to do with YouTube pranks.
Yeah.
Like, he invented that.
Yeah.
As much as I think it's super annoying,
That is very influential.
I think he might have willed Vine into existence. And Vine is gone, but that kind of thing still gets made on YouTube.
That
Jenna
kind of
Ghost.
energy is still out there.
So, if we're saying most important movies in the context of film, Borat can probably go. If we included the context of internet, he might be at the top.
I feel like
Yeah, what is this, Jacob?
to
Is
say
it about
that
film?
Borat did that or that what's his name? Sacha Baron Cohen, because he did that
Sacha
before
Baron Cohen
before
did
Borat.
Yeah.
That also got him to do Borat and then the other stuff.
Sacha Baron Cohen basically invented the internet.
Yeah.
Suck it, Al Gore.
Do we want to throw some superhero movies against each other?
Yeah. So
Before we do that, I gotta restart.
A word from our sponsor.
a word.
I wish.
Actually, I might grab a soda.
Will you drink it or just grab it?
I will just grab it. Do
I
you
love
want one?
grabbing things before I drink them.
Like Mike's Hard Lemonade.